For those of us old enough to remember when cars had soul and steering wheels were unpolluted by haptic feedback and touch-sensitive nonsense, the arrival of the Tomaso P72 is a welcome piece of nostalgia. You see, we live in a world drowning in digital dashboards, EV startups, and AI-assisted vegan interiors, but the P72 is different. You see, this is not a car. It's a rolling middle finger to everything modern supercars have become. No track times, no drift mode, no Nürburgring record attempt. Just 700 horsepower, a manual gearbox, and a cabin full of switches that feel like they came from the Apollo 11 mission control panel. Now, to understand why this car even exists, you need to look backwards, way back to 1965. When Alejandro de Tomaso, the man who looked at Ferrari and thought, I could do that, but louder, decided to team up with Carroll Shelby, who was essentially a cowboy with a V8 fetish. The result was the Tomaso P70, a prototype race car that looked like it had been drawn by someone who drank petrol for breakfast. Unfortunately, this prototype never amounted to anything on the track, but it did leave a mark. Fast forward to 2019, and the Tomaso brand, which has been dead for years, rose from the ashes like a V8-powered phoenix, revealing the P72 at Goodwood. People lost their minds, Instagram nearly collapsed, and then nothing. Years passed, rumors swirled, people assumed the whole thing had gone the way of fax machines. But no, it's finally here, and it's better than we ever dared to imagine. Just look at it. The Tomaso P72 looks like it was sculpted by the ghost of Pininfarina. Long flowing lines, a teardrop greenhouse, and curves so delicate you'd think the designer was afraid the clay might blush. But don't think this is just another vaporware concept car wrapped in an art degree. Underneath all of that beauty is a carbon fiber monocoque chassis made from a single uninterrupted piece of carbon, not bonded, not riveted, not stitched together in a shed with hope and duct tape. One singular form. Front and rear subframes are carbon too. Welding, that's for peasants. This is structural purity, according to the Tomaso. And here it means rigidity, lightness, and the kind of crash safety that lets you power slide past a hedge with the confidence of a maniac. Step inside and it's like falling through time and landing somewhere between 1965 and a steampunk Bond villain's lair. There are no screens, no ambient lighting, no LED matrix instrument clusters trying to mimic analog dials, because actual analog dials are what's actually here. The P72's cabin is a shrine to mechanical theater. Switches click, knobs twist, levers clunk. The shifter is so beautiful, you might even cry when you touch it. The seats and doors are wrapped in hand-stitched leather, and the dashboard features exposed carbon fiber. Every control is machined from aluminium. There are toggle switches, rotary knobs, and things that go sneak in the most satisfying manner imaginable. This is what you get when you tell engineers to design a car with no marketing department standing over them, yelling, but what about the app integration? But enough about the looks, this is a supercar, so let's move on to the important bit, the engine. You'd think, with all this Italian flair and carbon fiber excess, it might have some exotic V12 under the hood, and you'd be wrong. It's a Ford. Yes, seriously. Under that rear clamshell sits a 5-liter supercharged Ford V8. But before you accuse it of being a Mustang with a fancy dress on, hold your horses. This engine has been fiddled with by the magicians at Roush. We're talking custom-forged internals, 1960s style headers, and a soundtrack that probably sounds like a Spitfire engine gargling moonshine. It's not just a Mustang engine, it's a Mustang engine that's been to the gym, trained by the old-school greats. The result? 700 horsepower and 604 pound-feet of torque, all sent to the rear wheels through a short-ratio 6-speed manual gearbox. No flappy paddles, no launch control, just you, a clutch pedal, and the likelihood of tire smoke thick enough to trigger weather alerts. Now you might be wondering how fast it is around Spa, or what its lap time was at the Nordschleife, and the answer is nobody cares, least of all the Tomaso. They've explicitly stated that the P72 is not built for track dominance, saying it's been tuned not for lap times but for road-going rhythm and analog connection. In other words, it's a car for driving. You know, that thing we used to do before everything became about tenths of a second and telemetry. It's about feeling the road, hearing the mechanical symphony, and getting slightly aroused every time you heel and toe into a corner. It comes with 3-way manually adjustable dampers, none of this auto-adapting, sky-sensing wizardry. You actually have to get out and adjust them yourself, like a proper mechanic, and frankly, I love it. Now, if you are like me and you want one of these, well, you are too late. Rumors suggest that the entire run of 72 cars have been spoken for before the company even confirmed production. And that's what happens when you build a car so outrageously desirable that people throw money at it, like you're selling water in the Sahara. As for pricing, well, we don't really know, but estimates are set at $1.8 million for one, which is a lot, but then again, it's less than a Bugatti, it's rarer than a Ferrari, and more beautiful than any McLaren that has ever been. Think about that. For less than the price of a moderately spec'd hypercar, you can have something that will outshine everything else in the parking lot. But to end this video off, the Tomaso P72 is not a hypercar, it's not a track car, it's not even a Grand Tourer or a Nürburgring assassin. It is a rebellion, a growling smoking salute to the digital age of motoring. It's a car that could only have been built by madmen with taste. Lunatics who believe driving should be tactile, noisy, beautiful, and occasionally terrifying. And in a world that's rapidly becoming sterile, silent, and governed by software updates, thank goodness someone still knows how to make something this gloriously unnecessary. The Tomaso, let me say, welcome back, and don't ever change. But at the end of this video, please let me know what you guys think of the P72. I honestly think this might be the best looking supercar in the last 10 years. I really love the design. The engine isn't very wow for me. For a $1.8 million car, a Roush-tuned V8 doesn't really scream $1.8 million in my mind. But maybe it sounds like insane and it's just wow and leaves your jaw open. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed this video, please have a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys did enjoy this video, you'll most probably enjoy most of my other stuff. So just go to my channel, see if there's someone else to like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers,